everyone. Welcome to the latest with Maya. Sean played Steven in The Summer I Turned Pretty and is currently in the show Stumble. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to be talking with you again.
No, of course. Thank you for having me, Maya. It's good to talk to you again as well.
So who has had the biggest impact on the person you have become?
Hmm. Um, if I had to say, I feel like it's such a cliche answer, but I feel like I would say my parents. I think they would disagree. I think they don't, they say all the time they don't know how I got raised like this. But I think that they probably had the biggest impact on me growing up. They just kind of showed me what was, right versus wrong and how to treat people truly, you know. Yeah, so definitely them.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, so what small things bring you joy on a daily basis?
Mm. And just spending time with friends. I hate being alone. I like struggle with it a lot. And I think anytime that I can hang out with friends, I kind of finish the day and I feel very fulfilled. I feel very happy. Anytime I can be in like nature too, and like off my phone especially, I think there are a lot of days where I just get stuck on my phone, like doom scrolling or whatever it is I'm doing, and I feel so like empty. And I think I find that the days where I go out and like, play basketball or baseball or just walk or run or bike ride or something like touch grass, I feel a little bit better inside.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah, so if you had a warning label, what would yours be?
Uh, Um, big dumb idiot. I don't know. You'd probably say something like that. I feel like I went to school for acting for like 8 years, and now I'm an actor. I'm not the brightest tool in the shed, you know. I don't think people should look up to me academically. Probably that.
Um, so I am pop culture obsessed and I go in stages of shows that I cannot stop watching.
Hmm,
Is there a show that you are currently obsessed with?
that's a good question. That's a good question. What are you obsessed with right now? While I think.
Okay, there's a few. I just watched the Copenhagen test on
Oh yeah,
Peacock.
yeah.
Um, and that's really good. And I'm watching their older shows, but I'm watching Franklin and Bash and Ugly Betty, and I'm obsessed with those.
Good ones. They're a lot better than mine. I think the two that I just rewatched Ted Lasso.
Oh,
I absolutely adore that show. I love it
yeah.
so much. And then I just watched How to Make It in America. It's only like 2 seasons. And I liked it a lot. It's a very like New York show. And I love stuff like that. Like I love like Girls and How to Make It in America and Godfather of Harlem, like any New York show I'm obsessed with, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, my mom and I binged the Copenhagen test together and we were talking she right before we finished it, she was saying she really likes it, but she can't say like she knows fully what's going on. And I was like, oh yeah, I like the show, but I'm so lost. I have no idea what's going on. So
Sometimes that's a good thing, you know. Sometimes.
yeah, yeah. So I'm like, it's so good, but I'm so confused and lost watching it.
Happens like
So, yeah. Um, Yeah, so, what is the best advice you have ever gotten?
Ooh. Um, honestly, I get a lot of good advice. I feel like I get very lucky. Like I've worked with some amazing people and I've had some amazing teachers and amazing friends who just give me great advice. I think one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten was from a teacher, Ronnie, who told me that every lesson that you ever learn, like, how did she put it? All you learn in life is how to relearn the same like five lessons over and over again. And I really, really, really enjoyed that because it sometimes I feel crazy like in life. I feel like I'll make progress in myself, and yet a couple months down the line I'll still be asking myself like the same questions and still like be just as confused in the same places. And I think it was kind of eye-opening for me to hear that because it is like, well, you just have to, it's not like if you ever learn a lesson it's over and like you learned it and it's done. It's that you have to constantly relearn it and relearn it and relearn it and apply it to the different circumstances you're in because you're a different person now than you were yesterday or now than you were 6 months ago. And it's kind of just five lessons that you have to learn like over and over and over and over and over again in your life. So don't ever feel bad for not feeling like you've learned them yet.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Um, so what has been the biggest obstacle you've overcome?
Mm. Oh God, I've been lucky. I mean, I've been really, 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 really lucky. I think I've had a lot less obstacles than other people. Um, I think the obstacle that I deal with every single day is like fighting against the obstacle, like in my head, like myself. I haven't had any like major obstacles in my life. And my parents are supportive, and I've gotten extremely lucky with projects, and you know what I mean. Like it's incredible, but I don't think that there's a person alive who doesn't like fight with like the inner battle. I think one of the things I loved was like Leonardo DiCaprio. He was always like, he's like, I'm still worried that I'm about my next job. He feels like he's not going to get his next job. I'm like, you're Leonardo DiCaprio, dude. What are you talking about? But I think there's always that insecurity. It's like I wonder whether I'm good enough to do it, and I wonder, and I struggle every day with like, am I ever going to get another job? Am I ever going to work again? Am I ever going to be good? Am I ever going to prove to myself I can do it? It's a lot of that inner stuff that I think never really goes away, no matter, how much success you achieve.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. So what's your most memorable moment from a day on set?
Oh, that's a good question. There's so many. There's so many. I think honestly, and this might be cliche, but any project where the entire cast is there for the day, I think a lot of the times doing TV, with these big ensemble groups, it's like you don't do scenes with everybody every day. You might not even see somebody for like months, and that's like fine. It's just how it goes. You know what I mean? Your storylines go in like different ways, and that's how that works. But there's always like a moment at the end of each season or at some point in the season where everybody is together, and those always make for like really, really, really fun and memorable days. And I don't even mean like the acting part of it. I think my favorite part of those days is just like being on set or being like offset and screwing around, like in the trailers or during lunch or like in between takes or in the green room and just making jokes and like cracking up and having to lock in when you need to lock in. But I think that there's such a there's such a like camaraderie and like a familyhood that I think you get on a set, especially on a TV show where it's like 6 months, 5 months, just with these people every single day, and to get the chance to just spend time with everybody together. It's like a family reunion, you know, and sometimes people fight and sometimes you play games and sometimes you eat and it's just I don't know, it's very much like a family reunion and that brings me a lot of warmth like to think about, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Um, so what genre of movie would your life story be told as?
It has to be a comedy. It has to be a comedy. I don't think you could tell anybody's life story and not a comedy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, I think certain people, their stories are very dramatic, but I think mine is has been. If you tried to tell it dramatic, I think whoever tried to make it, if anybody tried to make a dramatic story of my life, I'd slap them and I'd tell them you got to put comedy in it
Yeah.
because there's no way I take myself seriously enough to write a dramatized version of my life. Like I need people to be laughing. I need like just a whole movie of me like slipping on ice or tripping or like falling downstairs or running into doorways. You know what I mean? That's the story I want my life to be filled in.
I love that. Yeah, I have always wanted my life story to be both a musical and a rom-com, but also a dark comedy, so I don't know. I think it would be everything, all of those.
Great one. Wait, I didn't even realize. Oh, I definitely would want to wait. Oh, that's just wait. That's such a good answer. I didn't even realize musical theater was on the table. I think I'd want my life to be a musical comedy.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Yes,
Yeah.
musical is always on the tables. Yeah, I'm obsessed with musicals. So,
Oh, what's your favorite?
oh, there's so many. I love like Spring Awakening and Rent, and Hamilton and
Nice, very
Dear
nice,
Evan
very
Hansen. So, yeah.
nice.
What's yours?
Um, I think my go-to is In the Heights. That's like my
Oh,
favorite of
yeah.
all time. Like it's what got me into musical theater. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, love In the Heights by far.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one.
But Rent's fantastic, and obviously
Yeah.
Hamilton's incredible. But
Yeah.
if I could have if somebody could make a musical about my life and have it be like Hamilton, I would let that happen any day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Um, so do you have any irrational fears?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody makes fun of me for this, and that's fine. But it's an irrational fear for a reason, and that's fine. And for everybody out there watching, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. That's fine. It's getting run over by the Back to the Future car, the DeLorean. I have an irrational fear of it because have you seen Back to the Future?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I have. Yeah.
you know in the movie how it's like they just like will teleport to a time and
Yeah.
they just teleport on the street. So there's no way of them knowing like what or who is on the street when they're teleporting. So I have a really irrational fear that I'm like in New York or someplace in the world and I'm jaywalking across the street and they decide to time travel right when I'm jaywalking and they hit me as I'm jaywalking. And then I'm like laying out on the concrete and I'm like, oh my God, where did that car just come from? And then they can just get away. And then they just go back in time and there's no evidence of them ever hitting me. And so that's an irrational fear I have is getting hit by the DeLorean from Back to the Future because they would get away with it yeah and there's nothing I could do about it.
Mm. Yeah. Well, my brain's just one big irrational fear, so I understand.
I feel like in today's day and age that's all too true.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so what is something people are always surprised to learn about you?
Oh, I have two answers. One of them apparently people get so surprised by how tall I am. I think that's a big one. I've gotten that over and over, and I've gotten that like hundreds of times now. Um, and I don't know, I guess it's pretty cool, or I don't know what to say. I always say I'm sorry when people say that. They're like, I didn't know you were so tall. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not even that tall. I'm like 6'2", I'm like 6'3". And I guess the camera shrinks me. People think I'm short on camera. So they'll meet me in real life and they're like, I didn't know you were so tall. And I go, I'm sorry. So I have to come up with something better to say than that, I think. Um, but let me think about something more serious though. Something people don't know about me. Um, um, I think I'd say I'm a very big family man now more than I was when I was a kid. Um, but it's just one of those things. I think you get older and you realize like your family is kind of all you have, like truly. Like your friends can leave and your job can leave and all this stuff can leave, but it's like your family's forced to be there most of the time. If you're lucky, And I think I'm one of those lucky ones that they are there for me, for a while and forever. And it really made me realize like these past couple years, I love these guys so much, and I want to spend as much time with them as I can. Yeah. So I think probably my answer would be that I'm a family man.
Oh, wow. I love that. Yeah, so if you had the opportunity to put a message on a billboard for everyone to see,
Mm.
what would that message be?
Uh, it would be. I think it would be really simple. I think it would just say like love each other, or like remember to love, or something like that. I feel like there's something really sad that's happened with this modern world, and I don't know what that is a result of, but I think that there are a lot of people in this world who have chosen to lead with hate and judgment and carelessness, and I think that for some reasons we've like stranded away from like love, and I think we've stranded away from empathy. And I think the more that you can have empathy with the person next to you and love the person next to you, even if you don't know them, and care for them and their well-being and their struggles, I think that that's what makes the world a great place,
Yeah.
and I think that that's what makes people healthy and the world healthy. And I don't think it's a giant task. I don't think it's a huge insurmountable goal of just being kind and being and having love and empathy.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it's some more thing I try to lead my life with because I know that I would want people to love me and have empathy for me. It's vice versa. So
Yeah.
I think I'd probably say that. If I had a billboard, I'd be like, it would probably just be like, have empathy or love each other, something like
Yeah.
that.
I love that.
Very
Like,
simple, but I think
yeah.
in today more than ever we need something simple like that.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, it's actually funny that you say love each other because that's always like been my answer too because there's um uh one of my favorite shows, A Million Little Things, there's a line in one of the very first episodes where a character just says love each other and that I've always like thought about that with and my mom has like said things like that so yeah.
Yeah, I think it's again, I just rewatched Ted Lasso, and one thing I love about it is like Ted's focus as a coach, as a soccer coach, is not on wins or losses,
Yeah.
about helping these men just become better versions of themselves. And people are allowed to have goals in their career and their lives, but I think that if we all just helped each other focus on becoming the best version of ourselves possible, then I don't think anything would be impossible. I don't think anything is too insurmountable once that becomes the goal, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So what subject could you give a TED Talk on, even though you are totally unqualified on that subject?
Any subject. I'm not qualified in many. I'm not qualified in many. Um uh oh, great question. What even what would I want to give a TED talk on? Oh, I'd give a TED talk on how birds aren't real. That's what I'd give a TED talk on. Yeah. Even though I'm totally unqualified, birds are not real. That's the TED talk I'd give. It'd be 2.5 hours long, and I'd be ranting for most. I'd be like a conspiracy theorist. I mean, I would be a conspiracy theorist, but yeah, yeah. I'd have a bulletin board with a bunch of red string. I'd be piecing together the clues, and be a whole thing.
Oh, I love that. I'd be interested to see that TED Talk.
All right, I'll see you there then.
Yes,
All right,
definitely.
I got one. Let's go.
Yeah. Um, so what show or movie do you find yourself quoting all the time?
Ah, what a good. Probably have to be something like Star Wars. I just for the first time, like a couple months ago, watched The Goonies. I can't stop quoting that now.
Yeah. Right.
Stand By Me is a great one.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Rob Reiner. Um, Probably be like Star Wars if I had to. I think that would be like I'd like have scenes memorized from that, from like episode 3 and stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my brain is just filled with show and movie quotes, and yeah, I have also, yeah, scenes memorized from things too, so they just like replay in my head all the time. So,
Nice.
yeah. Yeah, so I quote Friends and Will and Grace all the time.
Oh, those are good ones. Those are really
So,
good ones.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I quote Ted Lasso a lot. Now I'm trying to think. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what long? How I Met Your Mother? Do I?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I think I quote that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm a big. I'm a big idiot. I just quote myself too many times. I'm like, this was from somewhere, and it's just me making something up. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
I don't think my friends do, so I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, I find that very entertaining. So,
Thank you. I
yeah.
need to. Thank you.
Yeah. 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 Another show I quote all the time is Psych.
Oh
So
wow, yeah.
yeah, that those are like the big shows that I'm just constantly quoting in any conversation.
That's a good one. That's a
So,
really good one.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so what is your go-to comfort show or movie that you watch when you just need to tune out the world?
Tough one. I don't know if I have a show like that. It might be Girls, but if I had to do a movie, I mean, it would be a Miyazaki film. It would be like Howl's Moving Castle or Spirited Away or Ponyo or you know Princess Mononoke. I think any of those, even not even most Japanese animated films like Paprika or something Satoshi Kon like Perfect Blue. I think I can watch those, and if the goal is to escape from like this earthly realm, I think it's one of those for sure. I think those just help me get out of my head and into this like fictional world that I just can be completely absorbed in, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love that. I have, yeah, a long list that I just rotate between.
What are your top ones on the
Oh,
list?
there's I mean like every show I just mentioned, Friends, Will and Grace, Psych, and like the movie Home Again, and recently also A Million Little Things has been back at the top of the list. So um yeah, but yeah, Home Again is like the movie I that is my go-to always. So
Oh my God. Also, this, you just reminded me. You were like, musical's good anytime. Musical
yeah.
is good anytime. One of my favorite movies ever to rewatch is Greatest Showman.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I love that movie.
yeah.
Yeah. Another favorite musical of mine is The Prom.
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, I love that one too.
Great. Really great.
Yeah, yeah. I actually haven't rewatched The Greatest Showman in a bit, so I have to go back and
You should.
rewatch it again. So thank you for
No,
that.
of course, I got you. I got you.
Yeah. Um, so I love inspiring and motivational quotes. And this week, the one that spoke to me is by Roderick Thorpe. And it's we have to learn to be our own best friends because we fall too easily into the trap of being our own worst enemies.
Yeah,
Um, is
yeah.
there a quotation that has inspired you lately?
That's great. That one's great. That one's great. I love that. Yeah. There is one. I have it saved on my phone. It's from this book, Alone at Dawn, and it's about it's like a war quote, but I like to think of it outside the terms of war. And the quote is, "Courage is nothing but the necessity of action when a comrade is in trouble." And I really, really, really liked that because I think a lot of the times, I won't speak for a majority. I will think, how can I be courageous? Like, if the moment arises, how will I know what to do? How will I know how to stand up for somebody or stand up for myself or be, have courage? Like, I feel sometimes like like the cowardly lion, from Wizard of Oz, and I'm like, how do I stand up for myself and how do I do this? And I think it's just it's just all courage is when there's a friend in need, is just making sure you're there to help them. And that's it. It's just acting on that. It's not thinking about anything. It's not trying anything. It's just when a friend is in need, you have to act and go help them. And I think that that makes people courageous. And I think that I currently am just reveling through that. You know what I mean? Like going through that in my mind. And I really like that a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one. Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah. Yeah, well, that was my final question for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. I've had the best time talking with you.
No, I have. Thank you for having me, Maya. I really appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's a wrap on today's edition of The Latest with Maya.